Hi.
What's up?
How you
How's it going?
doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm so good. It's nice to meet you.
You too.
I just wanted to say I'm sorry about your friend.
Oh yeah. No problem. Thank you.
Yeah. So, welcome to the Yeah Wellness Check-in. Shout out to Chicago. It's a real honor to meet you and to talk to you. I'm so excited. My name is
Thanks for
Shanti.
having me. Thanks for
OG in
having
the
me.
game, and I just interviewed Common the other day, and I know you had done a lot of work with him. So just
Yeah,
shout
that's
out
big
to
bro.
everybody in Chicago. So I just want to say congratulations on all your success that you've been going through in the business. I must admit, I'm a little older, so I wasn't quite as familiar with you a few years ago, but I'm up on you now.
Appreciate it.
Um, and I have this mental health organization called Silence the Shame. And when I saw the title of your latest album, was PTSD, I was very intrigued and I'm excited to be able to talk to you today. Can you talk about some of the trauma you experienced as a young man growing up in Chicago and why you decided to name, your first single and your album PTSD?
Yeah. But, growing up in Chicago, especially where I come from on the east side of Chicago, you endure a lot of things, especially at an early age. They turn boys into men where I
Yeah.
come from. So growing up, I seen murders and stuff like that when I was a kid, before I was even a teenager. 9 years old, I seen my first murder when I was with my mom.
Are you
And then
serious?
yeah, I was probably like 9 years old, and we were helping one of my aunts move out of her place. And back then, when we used to move out of houses, I don't know why my family always did it. Every time we moved, we would leave like midnight, 2 in the morning, and go to the next place that we moving to. So it was late, and
Mm-hmm.
and some guys was just standing in front of the house, and somebody walked up and just started shooting and shot one of the guys and left him on my aunt gate and stuff like that. But I didn't,
Yeah.
I like, it scared me, but I don't know, for some reason it was just like I snapped back into life, and life goes on. And by the time
Right.
I got like 14, when I was in 8th grade, I started to lose a lot of my friends. Like, what I'm saying, my friend Faison, he passed away when I was in 8th grade, and that was like probably my first heartbreak in the streets.
Mm-hmm.
And just being in Chicago, you have to adapt, you have to adjust and adapt to your environment real fast, because you can't really, I mean, I know a lot of times people use the expression, they may take your kindness for weakness, but people see, like, I feel like humans are like dogs almost. They sense fear, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So
No
where I
doubt.
come from, you can't really dwell on losses. You can't really dwell on losing someone. You can't dwell on death. You can't really grieve, because everybody going through it. So
Yeah.
you don't want, it's like you're not special in that sense. It's not, you're not the only person, you're not unique in that sense. Everybody is, you know what I'm saying, is everybody experienced death where I come from. So you can't go outside and cry, my brother passed away yesterday, because somebody else's brother passed away. And you know what I'm saying, they may not know how to deal with that or grieve a certain way. So you could potentially lose your life just from grieving where I come from.
That's crazy. So it's almost like you become desensitized to it, like
Yeah,
because it's
a hundred
happening so
percent.
much around you.
100%. And that's why I named my album PTSD, because I thought I was normal. Everybody think they normal when you're going through stuff. When
Right.
you paranoid, you just think that's just a part of life. You think, oh yeah, if I go to the store, I could die. But that, I'm not the only person, you know what I'm saying, that's going through this. So you are desensitized bad in a lot of ways. So that's why I named it PTSD, to bring awareness to it, not only for myself, but for so many others around me that, you know what I'm saying, can't really understand and can't really, you know what I'm saying, solve a lot of the problems that come with life. I'm a firm believer that nothing is a coincidence in life, so you got to just lean towards, you know what I'm saying, your problems, lean towards your fear, and just face whatever adversity put in front of you for the greater path that you have for yourself. So that was important for me to do so, because I felt like I was helping millions of, people.
Yo, listen, you are helping so many people. I don't even know if you realize it, but like your story is incredible and it's
Trying.
powerful. And like we need you. We need you so much.
Appreciate it. But
I
no,
want
it's
to ask
important.
you also.
It's just important to the music as the music to me.
That's right. That's right. I want to ask you also, when did you, or if did you ever start seeing a therapist? And what was that experience like for you? Because, being able to overcome the discomfort of speaking about that trauma and just talking about mental health. Because, even for me, like when I was in the music game and I was like working with Outkast and all those guys and Goody Mob, like we had to talk about mental health. It wasn't a
Yeah.
cool thing to do. So like, when did you say like, screw it, I'm just gonna tell my story?
I'm still kind of getting comfortable with doing so right now, but I do have a therapist. I went to go see my therapist for the first time probably close to 2 years ago, a little over a year and a half ago. And it was hard. I didn't think that it was gonna be nothing that I would be interested in doing or something that I even thought was for me, because I got a strong mind, I feel like. So it's like the stuff that I went through, I thought it was normal. I didn't really think I was suffering from, a mental health disorder. I didn't think that any of this stuff was going on was wrong with me. I thought carrying a gun, all above, I thought it was normal because this is what was put in front of me.
Yeah.
But I actually got arrested in Chicago about 2 years ago for a
Yeah.
weapons charge. And it wasn't even a part of my conditions for, court or anything like that. My lawyer just referred for me to try to go see a therapist because I was telling her, like, even when I come back from Chicago to go to court, I'm still in fear of my life. So even if I have to hire security, 24-hour security, I still feel like I need to have a gun around me 24/7 just to ensure my safety. So it's not about a matter of guns or anything. I have to have these. I have to protect myself. You know what I'm saying? It's a
It's
matter
like you
of,
feel like you're in survival mode.
yeah, absolutely. As soon as I get back to Chicago, I snap right back into the same mentality. And you got to understand that you can't really judge somebody until you walk around in their skin, because who am I to not want to have the right to protect myself, to protect my life? I'm not going out to try to hurt anybody. But
Right.
anyway, when I went to go see my therapist for the first time, I was nervous, to tell her a lot of the stuff that I've been through. But I think it helped me because it was somebody that could chime in and listen to your problems from a point of view that's never heard or seen any of these things. My therapist, she in her mid-30s, she a white woman, and a lot of stuff I was telling her she never heard of. She never even thought that life existed for kids this way. You know what I'm saying? I was 14, 15, seeing murders right before my eyes. I got shot when I was 16 years old, and I came right back outside and put myself in these same environments again because this was all that I knew. And I come from a two-parent household. I grew up with both of my parents, but when you go outside, the things that you endure on a day-to-day basis, they can't help you get through these obstacles. So just telling her a lot of stuff I've been through, I was nervous. I split my ID in half, just holding on to my ID. I didn't even realize what I was doing. I was just talking. Yeah. And split my entire ID in half, just nervous, telling her a lot of stuff because I didn't know if I was telling her anything that could incriminate me or anything like that. So, but it was a good experience. One trip turned into 5 and so on and so forth. She helped me a lot though.
I'm really proud of you. That's dope. That's dope. The next thing I want to ask you is, I'm sure you've heard about the recent deaths of Ahmaud Arbery, and I'm glad that the people that killed him are now arrested. And you also have a son. Can you talk about how like anxiety and stress of being a Black man in America, and just seeing the constant images of like our boys getting killed either by one another or by cops, how that can kind of like take a toll on your mental psyche, like. And how important was it for you to set an example for your son to even protect his mental health? Because like you said, you grew up in a 2-parent household, but when soon as you step outside, it's something different.
Yeah. You can't really, you can't depend on your parents anymore at that point. And the first thing I took from seeing that footage and from that whole situation is it could have been me, because he young, I'm young. And from their point of view, they probably just seeing a Black man. A lot of times they're afraid of us. They seeing a Black man or whatever reasons, whatever demons they fighting in their head for whatever reason. I felt like it could have been me just in a neighborhood or, in my mom's house, one of my aunt's house. I walk around all the time. I'm a normal guy at the end of the day. I know my status in life, but I don't really walk around like I'm a big celebrity or I'm a normal guy. So I do go walk around when I feel like it. I would go in the store by myself. You know what I'm saying? So the first thing I took from that is it could have been me. And you got to take that extra step just to make sure that your life is ensured at all times. Those are the reasons why I want to have a gun on me, to make sure that I'm protected at all times, because situations like that, it's not always something that has to do with being in a gang or street violence or anything like that. It's just ensuring that the next step you take, you're safe. And that's important for me, especially having a son, because that's who depend on me. I have a life that I have to cater to, you know what I'm saying? And every decision I make got to be strategic for the better of my son. So as a father, you would want to, just tell your son about these things, about the things that they may encounter in the world, So the older my son get, I'm going to teach him about, a lot of the stuff that's going on. And I don't want him to be naive to the fact that the world is an ugly place. And, you got to move. So I move accordingly, knowing that the world is an ugly place. I move accordingly, knowing that every day I step out this house, that I could, I could be killed, or I could be a victim of racial profiling. I could be a victim of police brutality, all of these things. And I take that into account with being a father, with being an artist, with just being a black man, period. And I try to, express this to as many people as possible. Nothing in life is a coincidence, like, we got to get to the root of the problem. This is just a never ending cycle at this point. Ahmaud isn't the first person that's came to their demise by, racial profiling, or just being at the wrong place or the wrong time. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a coincidence. It's not something that we can ignore. And it's something that's important, especially being a black man and a black father out there.
That's right. No doubt. No doubt. And then equipping him with, like, the fact that therapy is not such a bad thing, right? And telling our, black boys and girls that, and it might not be for everybody, but for some people, it might actually help them out, right?
We need that. It don't even have to be a professional therapist. We just need somebody to talk to and open up to and express ourselves to, because we all human, and everybody everybody go through hurt. Everybody have problems. Nobody's perfect. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter who it is, Drake, Jay-Z, everybody have problems in life. So you have to find a way to, vent and let that escape, so it don't have to be a therapist. It could be you talking to your brother. Your sister could be a therapist, your mom, just somebody that's going to help you make, or, make the next best decision, or take that step to heal yourself, for self-healing. You would never get to happiness or serenity and peace in life unless you practice self-healing. You know what I'm saying? And
oh boy, you better preach.
You could explode. Somebody could go outside and one little thing, you could just be bottling in all that hurt. And the wrong thing, somebody handle you the wrong way in the gas station, you could flip out, and it doesn't even have nothing to do with that situation. So it's important to get that out of you.
And so I don't know, you probably don't know my story, but my dad killed himself when I was a baby. And then
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And I had a really storied career. I was head of marketing for music for many years, for a lot of labels. And then I started experiencing a lot of stress and anxiety. And in 2014, my best friend took her own life. And then I came close to taking my own life in 2015, which is why I do what I do now, trying to help as many people. And then last year, I lost my sister unexpectedly. And so I've been like grieving the loss of her. It happened out of nowhere. And I know you've experienced a lot of loss. Like, do you have any advice for anybody that's coping, or even in your generation, with the loss of loved ones? Because I know we talked about being desensitized, but is it anything that helps you kind of get through that?
No, the first thing, I was addicted to drugs. I used to take pills, and I used to drink lean and smoke weed. I've been addicted to all that stuff since I was like 15 years old. And I thought self-medicating was the way for me to, get over these things and escape. But that's it's really just prolonging the problem, to be honest, because when I'm back woke again and I'm sober the next day, I want to do these same things again, because the hurt is still there, and I've been there. I haven't been really close to suicide or anything, but I've literally left out the house and knowing that every day I leave the house, I could die or go to jail, and I was willing to do so. And I heard, I was watching like an interview a long time ago with Meek Mill saying he never really understood how somebody from Iran or those guys from ISIS could just strap a bomb onto themselves and willingly get on a airplane or anything like that and risk their life and sacrifice their life. But he said he understood better when he got older and being in the streets, because it's the same thing we did, because it's like a religion almost. It's everything we see and know growing up, and we're willing to make these sacrifices and knowing that death and jail come with this. It's the same thing that they're doing, just in another form. And for me, I felt like self-medicating was the way to do so. I used to leave out and I'd be high, and I got a sister and a brother, and I love my mom, I love my grandma, I love my entire family, but I was really willing to go outside and die for my beliefs. Being in the streets, I was willing to go outside and meet my demise. So that kind of is being close to suicide, because I know I'm putting myself in a line of fire every day. One of my best friends just died, and I'm going on the same block that he died on, and I'm willing to have to protect myself and go do 100 years and be mistreated in jail for something, that was just my belief at the moment. So I would really tell the youth to lean towards your fears. Everything that you're going through is for a reason, and it might sound hard, it might be tough, but I feel like everyone has a story, a tough story, and someone may be going through something much worse than you're going through, So me, I just lean towards all my pressure, and I think that's the reason why I'm here today. Everything that I ever been through in life, I lean towards it. And when I've been at my lowest points, I just never gave up. I always had a strong mind and just had faith that I'm going to get to that next level in life. And that's what got me there. It wasn't doing drugs. It wasn't running away from my problems. It was really getting to my lowest point in life and really just sticking through it.
No doubt. I appreciate that. And I tell people to prioritize your relationships, you know, try to lean on people that you know will support you and won't judge
absolutely.
you. I think that's real important because, you know, we got a lot of yes people that really don't fuck with you the way they should. They just kind of want to be around you because of who you are.
No, I'm so glad
be
you said
around
that.
the people that really love you, like your family and your friends that's been down for you.
If I didn't have that, it definitely would have been tough for me to get through a lot of the stuff that I've been through. People who've been in my corner that really never judged me and that just helped me make the best decision for me. You know what I'm saying? And if I think if I didn't have that, I probably would have made a lot of the wrong decisions. And people, you know that. You feel it in your heart, the people who with you genuinely. You feel the people who aren't with you genuinely, you know what I'm saying? So you can't really second guess that. You got to follow your intuition. And that's one of the reasons why I'm talking to you on, you know what I'm saying, this live today, because I always follow my gut instinct and I made those tough decisions to, you know, do what was best for me. And the people who love me understood me making those decisions, you know what I'm saying? So you got to have people in your corner like that for sure.
No doubt. And I thank you for going with your gut and even taking a chance on me. You didn't know me, but
no, absolutely.
that means a lot, man.
Absolutely. So now that means we could do this whenever.
Absolutely. I only got 2 more questions for you because I know you got a lot going on. So I created this Wellness platform, and to me, it's about mind, body, and soul and business. You have any tips that you can share for like artists or entrepreneurs? And I know you have your new Herbo app.
Yeah.
So what have you been doing to like further your career and sell your merch during quarantine?
The app has been great for me to kind of be strategic and connect with my fans, and I'm still mastering it. So that's why I haven't really like gone super crazy, because I want my fans to get the best experience on the app. So just I think you have to really take that leap of faith, that blind leap of faith, and believe in yourself, especially being an entrepreneur and being young and being, you know, Black in this world that we're in today. Because you have to bet on yourself. And a lot of times, especially being an artist, we put our faith in other people to believe in us just as much as we believe in ourselves. And I feel like that's not really the key to success. You have to really believe in yourself and take that blind leap of faith and make someone else believe in what you're doing, you know. So just the app, I feel like if I wasn't confident in myself and my brand, I wouldn't have been able to do so, because, you know, I'm still independent and I know I have a core fan base, but it's a way for me to engage with them, not on Instagram, because I control the data. So I could be strategic and try to do stuff for my fans that, you know what I'm saying, other artists might not be able to do or might not have thought to do, you know. And of course, everybody not going to support what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Everybody not going to believe in what you're doing. But as long as you believe in it and you just keep doing the next best thing to get better every day, I feel that you'll be successful. I think the key to success in life, period, is just believing in yourself and planning. You got to plan. You got to have a proper strategy, of course, and you got to execute. You know, there's nothing wrong with sitting in the house for months to reinvent yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, especially with the internet and it being like a popularity contest, we feel so much in a rush to do something because you see what everybody else on the outside is doing. But everybody got their time to shine, you know, so you just got to plan properly, be strategic, you know, of course, be original, be creative, and believe in yourself. And I feel that you could really, you know, reach limits that you never thought for yourself.
So hold up, you sound like you've been here before. Boy, you got a lot.
Oh, no. I'm only 24. I'm only 24. I've been around the block a few times though.
No doubt. So I got one last question, but I want to shout out No Limit Natex. She wants you to know she love you. Let me tell you, your army is deep up in here. They love you. They want you to come to Tampa. They want information on the deluxe album. So I promise those. I've been here
in Tampa a lot. The deluxe. I was supposed to drop the deluxe on the 1st, but I just still been, you know what I'm saying, planning it. I'm independent, so I got to do everything myself, pretty much, me and my team. So we just making sure we get the best life out of everything that we trying to do strategically. Just like I said, we planning basically. So my deluxe, it's gonna come this month. I think the date we got for it is the 22nd. Y'all heard it here first. So.
Hey, wait a minute. Okay, hold on. We're not dropping bombs and announcements today.
Yeah. They heard it here first.
So lastly, for any of your fans, like from Chicago or anywhere around the world that's watching, who face similar experiences and feel like, you know, I like this line, I can't sleep because it's a war zone going on inside my head. Shout out to you for that line. What do you tell them to address, you know, how they feel or being comfortable about opening up about their emotional health and wellness?
It's important to open up, even like I said, even if it's not for the world, if it's just for one person, it's important to get somebody else's opinion on life, because you don't realize a lot of us go through similar stuff just in different ways. You know what I'm saying? So, just me fighting anxiety and not really being able to sleep, I like to be around people who could understand me, or somebody that I could just at least talk to and help them understand me. I think growing up, I probably talked too much, because I would let you like I would tell you a lot of stuff about me, so and I felt that was my way for you to understand my thought process and the decisions that I make. So sometimes if I make a decision, or you may hear about a decision that I made, you could understand why I made these decisions, because you understand me as a person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So me, when I used to self-medicate and do drugs, and still to this day, I still go to sleep at 6, 7 in the morning every day. You know what I'm saying? And somehow I'm back up at 10, 11, you know what I'm saying? Or I go to sleep at
It's
5 and
that
I'm back
young
up
energy.
business hours. Yeah. I still lose a lot of sleep just thinking about stuff. And it's not really, I wouldn't even think it's more so always negative things. You know what I'm saying? I like to turn negative into positive. So I think I'm up at night thinking about how, whatever my frustration may be, for example, I may be frustrated with my music, and I'm up thinking about how can I be creative or strategic to do something around that to, you know what I'm saying, get me back in my comfort zone, you know. So a lot of times we could turn our negatives into positive. When you up and you fighting anxiety and you stressed out about a certain thing, you could turn that, you know, that energy from you just being woke to,
Yes.
you know, to better your situation. And you could become from a boy to a man overnight, you know what I'm saying, if you think that way.
Word up. And I just want to let your fans know, you know, we are Silence to Shame. You can visit us on silencetoshame.com. We post a lot of helpful information on the website if anyone needs any help. We also got a podcast, and I'm probably going to put this conversation up on our podcast on iTunes. But y'all, like, check out our podcast and check out our YouTube page, Silence to Shame TV. As I mentioned, Herbo, this is Mental Health Awareness Month. I can't thank you enough for doing this, because
Thank you.
your voice means so much. And you got a big sister now. I know you got aunties
I was just
and
about to
cousins.
say, I think we should do something
But
for the
like, I
podcast.
really,
Whenever
like,
you need me,
I
I'm
feel
here.
comfortable talking to you.
Me too. So whenever you need me for something for the podcast, or even if we do a face-to-face when all this is over with, I'm down.
And you know what else I want to do? I'm gonna tell you, this is all God, because 2 years ago I had reached out to Commons people, because we go way back, and I said I want to do a documentary on PTSD in the hood. And then to talk to you right now, like, this is an idea I've had. Like, I don't know how we make this come to fruition, but I think it's a powerful story for us to tell.
No, I'm interested in that. I could bring you to my neighborhood and you would see PTSD on every angle of that block, every inch of that block. You would see PTSD in so many different ways, you know, and I think we could do something real big with that, where we could not even, you know, help the younger people, but we could help, you know, older people too, older generation, a generation, you know, older. So.
All right, so I see it now. G Herbo, Silence to Shame, Shanti Dies. Yeah, well, we're going to save some lives, brother.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Much love. Y'all follow me at Shanti Dies 404. Keep the G Herbo Army going. We love you, brother. Stay safe out there. And
Appreciate it.
Condolences to your friend's family that you just lost.
Thank you so much. Thanks for
Thank
having
you
me.
again. Okay.
All right, take it easy.
Bye-bye.